This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by SACL CAI. Dave Ridley here, reporting in from Concord, New Hampshire, at Ron Paul headquarters, where supporters of Dr. Paul are yet again experiencing the frustration of a debate they feel is covering up Ron Paul.
Somebody who understands how
this is mostly what people are seeing.
You from Denver, Colorado. JFK's vision put a man on the moon.
Most of the coverage and most of the questions are being directed away from Ron Paul. And I'm standing here with Rich from New Boston. You were telling me what your kind of gripe was about the debate. What was it exactly?
It just doesn't seem like Ron Paul's getting much airtime, and the questions that they're fielding to him just are, they're off-the-wall questions about, the CFR, and it just seems like they're trying to make him out to look like he's not a competent candidate, and all his supporters are conspiracy theorists.
In terms of the percentages, how many YouTube? I mean, was he getting like a lot of YouTube channels? They were having to filter him out, or?
Yeah, when I reviewed a lot of the questions on YouTube, I would say at least 3 out of the 4 of them were from Ron Paul supporters or people that had questions for Dr. Paul, and it just doesn't seem like a lot of those questions are actually making it through the debate tonight.
Taxation, less regulation,
here's one thing that's going right.
Economic system. We were not meant to be an empire. We were meant to be a republic protecting liberty here at home. It's up to you to spread this message around this country. This is an American cause. It's a cause of freedom. There's something going on in this country, and it's big. It's really big. We do not need to sacrifice one thing more. We just need to take care of ourselves and get the government out of our lives and off our back and out of our wallets.
Senator McCain, 30 seconds.
Mr. Paul, I think we both know that the Republican Party's never going to give you the nomination. But I'm hoping that you're crazy like a fox like that, and you're using this exposure to propel yourself into an independent run. My question is for Ron Paul. Mr. Paul, are you going to let America down by not running as an independent?
He's going to win as a Republican.
Now that's what I call a tough question, because I have no intention of doing this. I am a Republican. I have run 10 times as a Republican, and we're doing quite well. We had 5,000 people show up at a rally in front of the Independence Hall with blacks and Hispanics and a cross-section of this country. Do you know that we raised $4.3 million in one day?
Yeah.
An individual to go out, and they weren't professional fundraisers. It came in here. It was automatic. We're struggling to figure out how to spend the money. This is tired of what they're getting, and I happen to be lucky enough to be part of it.
Now, obviously, I'm focusing on getting as many pictures as possible of the Ron Paul sections and the reactions to them. But it does seem like after we started griping about it, Ron Paul started getting asked more questions. Maybe that's just karma.
I want to thank all those viewers who submitted the questions.
All right, well, it's wrapping up now. There's a reporter here tonight from the Washington Post.
Busy, and it'll take time to watch.
And I'm standing here with Scott and Jolene from Henniker. Okay. And did you guys feel like, how did you feel like in terms of the ratios? Was Ron Paul getting enough time? Were they giving him enough time, enough questions?
I don't think they did. I think the media is probably just a little biased against him, but I think he made some really excellent points. I think one of the most important things that really struck me was that he's supporting an idea. He's not just pushing himself and I did this and I did that. But the last comments he made and the last chance they did give him to talk really showed me that there's people here that will support him. It's not just him.
And Scott, what were your thoughts on the ratios?
Apparently, I mean, he certainly didn't get enough time. I don't know what the exact times are, but I felt that he only maybe got about 7 minutes of substantial time.
Which is not just debate watching tonight, it's also action. People are taking stuff out to do stuff with. And look what's popping up into people's hands. Well, man. You saying, Jesse?
You can never have enough Ron Paul.
Yeah, they'll go.
My wife started.
That's Norman from the campaign.
And she's going to talk to you. You guys hear some complaint went on the
What were you saying?
So I'm taking some for everyone. Got one friend that wants to put one on every corner of his property, and I got to put a few extra up. And if I don't already know someone who is already a supporter, I end up converting them. So.
How about all those conspiracies of ideas that we were talking about before? Because I like this phrase because Ron Paul invented it tonight.
Which phrase was that?
The conspiracy of ideas. Because somebody said, Ron Paul, aren't all your supporters conspiracy theorists?
I think it's ironic that things that are out in the open, like NAFTA, stuff that's right on WhiteHouse.gov is considered part of a conspiracy theory. Things that Bush is signing with Vicente Fox.
Well, all this, it can't be happening because we called it a conspiracy theory. And once you call something a conspiracy theory, it's not true anymore. The reality distortion field was initiated.
Of course, as we go back and look at the reviews and so forth, there's continuing complaints about the way Ron Paul is being treated. Tell me what you just noticed, Rich.
Well, I noticed that, during the debate, John McCain said that he spent time with the troops in Iraq and what they wanted was an opportunity to win. And then when they cut to Ron Paul, they asked him, to kind of field the question or rebut. Ron Paul said that he gets more money from enlisted service personnel than any other Republican candidate. Well, at the end of the CNN YouTube debate, they went back and they reviewed that identical exchange. And you'll notice that when they reviewed it, they actually cut out the portion where Ron Paul says, I get more money from enlisted service personnel than any other Republican.
So basically, Rich is saying that they were getting rid of the part where Ron Paul said his most effective stuff. In CNN's defense, though, at least are in their benefit. Normally when you go to a debate with the presidential candidates, the format is awful, and the questions are just the kind that make you want to go, I hate those kinds of questions. But it seemed like there were a lot of really good questions this time. Again, maybe it was because it was a YouTube debate, or YouTube-involved debate, or maybe it was good formatting. The fact that they let the candidates fight it out with one another, I really like that. So CNN, I am, not real happy about the amount of time and coverage that Dr. Paul got, but it seemed like they have improved the format of the presidential political debate. Anyway, this is Dave Ridley, signing off from Concord, New Hampshire, this November 28th of 2007. SACL, CAI, the company that does collections a whole new way. They know that not only do you want your Benjamins back, you also want to keep your customers. SACL, CAI, they collect with respect.